Good day, YouTube. Mr. Darby here. Hoping that you have a wonderful and blessed day and that you enjoy this video. This video is an update on my James Morris memorial build. I, like most of the other guys, had hoped to have this done a lot sooner, but you know, life gets in the way. So July is when the group build is kind of over. But if you don't finish it by then, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and finish it, or even start it afterwards, and post it anyway. I really don't want to have to worry too much about a deadline. So anyway, I am still doing the 1960 DeSoto adventure that I mentioned in the last video. This wonderful kit here. So far, doesn't seem like I've done a whole lot, but I actually have. I've done all the body work, cleaned it up, well, almost all the body work. I still have to fix my wing vents. They're not attached at the bottom because I'm attempting to straighten them out. I opened up the trunk and hinged it so the trunk opens. Sometimes it stays open, sometimes it doesn't. If I shake it, it'll go down. So I still have to put the magnet in the back so it has something to latch onto. But yeah, so that's the thing. I still got a little bit of pre-chrome foiling to do. You could probably see it here. I went ahead before painting, foiled the emblems, because if I wait till after it's painted, when I go to foil it and try to get that detail, I'm just going to scratch up the paint and not really get the detail I want. But here, I can get really close, and then after I paint over it, I can lightly take the paint off of just what I want, and it'll cover the pieces of foil that I don't want to show, if that makes sense. But probably the side trim here, I will foil after I build the car. I don't know. And definitely I'll foil the roof parts before, or after I do the car. I'm going to do it two-tone. I'm going to have a white top, and then I'm going to use this color for the rest of the car. It's close to what the box art was. I don't, and which was close to an original color. So I don't know if anyone's going to mind. I think it's a raspberry color. It's a folk art craft acrylic paint with the wet look clear over it. And that clear, I had to I cleared it and put it in the dehydrator, and it just wasn't shiny enough. So after it settled really well, I cleared over the clear, and it's come out fine. It seems pretty durable. The chrome on it, because I believe this kit is a 66-year-old kit. I believe this is one of the original issues. If I'm wrong and someone knows, because I know it's been reissued, go ahead and tell me. I'm not, but even if it is a reissue, it's an old kit. And the chrome definitely showed it. In fact, the chrome was so old that I stripped it using Dawn Power Wash that you have in the spray bottle. I sprayed some on the pieces, poured some in the Ziploc baggie, and threw them in there. Took them out 15 minutes later, and with a medium soft toothbrush, was able to get rid of all of the chrome on it. And then I actually did do some sanding to get the glue, parts of the glue that was on it, off, and also to smooth it out where it wasn't quite perfect. But so now I have really sweet. This bumper I still have to work on. It's got pitting and holes in it. I don't know if you could see it there. And it goes all the way through to the other side. This side, it's not on the outside, but it's on the inside. And I'm probably just going to use some epoxy to fill that in. I've had bad luck trying to use putty you think it's good, and you've had it sitting for a month, and then you paint it and it shrinks. But epoxy won't do that on me, so I'll probably epoxy over it, fill it with epoxy over it, and then sand it back down to be level. And then as far as rechroming this, I do have that Revell Chrome, that spray, and so far for me, it doesn't have really any kind of durability. If you touch it, it's done. Even if it's 6 months later. I've been watching videos, and there's this guy, Barbarossa Rex, who loves to do chrome paint videos, and I'm glad he does, because he's got more money than I do to buy chrome paint. And there's a few things that he has done that I want to try, because apparently you can clear over it and it still has a decent chrome look, but it's durable to where you can touch it, and where it can rub on things, because that's one of my problems. Going to a show, no matter how well I try to pack my cars, there's going to be a little bit of rubbing, and it'll mess the chrome up. So I'm, waiting for a paint to come in and try out this paint and see how it works. If not, I'll just use what I know, which is the Revell Spray Chrome. So this kit, or this car in real life, came, one of the options was a 440, and you had a single barrel, a 2-barrel, or you had a single 4-barrel, or you had 2 4-barrels in line, or you had the cross ram. That is cool. They didn't have the Hemi, although the Hemi was out in 1960. It would have been the first gen Hemi, but the DeSoto wasn't like the Chrysler, so they didn't get the Hemis. But anyway, so this is a resin motor that I found, and it's just barely together. But this is the motor I want to use with a cross ram. I want to put some stock looking valve covers on there, and if you guys know, leave in the comments what the engine color should be. I'm thinking it's gold with orange valve covers, and of course the aluminum, almost magnesium color for the cross ram parts. So we'll see how that works out. I decided not to use the kit chassis pan and interior because, lack of a better term, they suck. So I am kit bashing it with AMT's 57 Chrysler 300, and I've taken, and I know it's the pre-painted one. I'm not cheating. I'm using a pre-painted one because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing when I'm hacking things up. But I've shortened the pan, probably a little too much, but I did shorten the pan so everything fits in. I trimmed the sides so it fits in the tub better, and I've got it to where the door panel line fits the door the door line, and it sits on pretty easy. I don't have to really stress or struggle to get it in, and yeah, so I don't know if you can see, but it does fit in there pretty good. It's going to be neat. But I had to take and shorten the frame because apparently I think they're the same scale. But anyway, the wheelbase didn't match. The chassis was too long, so I had to cut the chassis to the length that I think will fit the wheels properly. And yeah, I got to heat it up and try to bend this back. It failed. This is probably way too low. Yeah, it's way too low. Yeah, so I got to do something. I epoxied them back together, so I don't know. I might have to break it to get this to come up. And I thought it was okay. I did it flat, and apparently this needs to be up more. So I'm going to try heating it with a heat gun a little bit, hair dryer, and tweak it up. But so this is my plans for the chassis and stuff, and it doesn't look too bad. You can see where I epoxied it and used tape to keep it from sticking on the workbench. And even though this looks straight, it is straight, but this comes too low. But I don't know. I have to think about it. Maybe I just need to cut off more of the front. But you know, I'll get it figured out, and it will look good. I think I want to put the tires and stuff on first before I start trying to adjust the height. But I don't know. It does seem like it is kind of high. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure that out. Now the door panels. I'm going to have to take in, I mean, I could just go ahead and use the 300 look. No one would know, and just clean, you know, shave off the 300 and then repaint all this. But I'm thinking about cutting off the window crank, leaving the door handle and the armrest where it is, and then shaving down the rest of it, and then redoing the shape to match that of what a DeSoto looks like. And that could take me forever. I would definitely not finish it by June. So I don't know. It might just get, you know, stripped and the 300 removed and put on there. I am going to use the dash out of the DeSoto kit. It'll fit kind of loosely, sort of, but it will fit. So I did try that out. I'll see if I can get it to stick in there, hold it in place. But yeah, so I think it'll be neat. I was hoping to have had this kit finished a while ago, because I wanted to alter this dash a little bit, because it's kind of, yeah, the way it's shaped. But yeah, it'll go in there. I meant to have this finished for the Buckeye Classic, because they had the one of the things was Johan kits, and I took my 68 Plymouth Fury 4-door, and you know, I didn't get anything for it, but the magazine did ask to take pictures of it, which is great. Maybe, who knows, it might make it into a magazine. And I don't think I did a video on it, so I'll probably do a finished video sometime here in the near future on that car. But you know, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so I am getting along with James Morris's build. It's going to be exciting. Those of you who are also doing builds, thank you. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me and to Monty, and it also means a lot to the other builders who are building a kit in memory of him. So far, the rumor is, I want to call it a rumor, let me just say there are plans that either his whole collection, James Morris's model car collection, or some of it will be up for sale at Acme. Not sure yet. I can't tell if it's going to happen for real or not, but there's talks about it, and there's some planning going on. So hopefully everyone will get a chance to have a piece of James Morris's collection, and possibly buy one of his built kits. And of course, all the money will go to his family, you know. But we'll see how that works out. You know, the family didn't have time to reserve or pay for a table in advance, so I you know, if they are going to bring kits, I'll just give up my table and let them use mine. And I may not be selling kits if they have an ability to bring his collection, because there won't be room for mine and his and all that. But hopefully that will happen, and we'll have a chance to share in what James had and what he built. But also, and leave a comment below. One of my ideas is that I want to either do a card, like a shop card, but not really a shop card, or a coin, to give out to the people who are bringing James Morrison Memorial Build kits to Acme. And that way you can put this coin next to your car on the table, and that way people can recognize that it is not just there for the show, but it's a special kit made specifically in memory of James Morris. If you guys think that's a good idea, let me know, and I will have something made up. Whether, tell me if you think a shop card style thing would be good, or if you think a poker chip thing would be good. Let me know. I think a poker chip would be better because it's easier to sit by your car. It doesn't take up a lot of space. So that's my plans, and hopefully soon I will be presenting a finished build, and you guys can see what's going on. But I am working on it. So, as James would say in a roundabout way, because my memory isn't good, he said, "Bless all who are here. Thank you for watching." And what I like to say is, remember, it's only a hobby. Have fun. And God bless.